Good afternoon. Back out again. This time we are at the Phoenix Mountain Preserve. We are doing the Perl Charles Memorial Trail. We've done parts of this trail before, but this time we're doing, I think it's a complete loop of it. It should be 5.4 miles and about 1,100 feet of elevation. Temperatures are cooler today. It's probably about 60 right now, and pretty sunny, no clouds, a little breeze, so it should be a good day. I'll give you some views along the way here, and you can see what I'm seeing. I'm not sure how the climbs are on this one. Here's the first little uphill section. I don't know if it's a bunch of ups and downs or if it's one big climb. We will find out. Okay, so this gives you an idea of how close to the city you are on these trails. The road next to us is State Highway 51. We're looking straight ahead into downtown Phoenix. We're just north of the downtown area right now, but here you have all of the freeway and the noise, but once you kind of tuck back behind the mountains, you don't hear any of this. But just an idea of how actually close to the city these trails are. We are at another little climb area here, and we've skirted the base of the mountain, and now we're kind of on the opposite side as the highway was. And if I stop, you can barely hear some truck traffic if you listen, but if you're just out hiking, you hear nothing but the birds, and that's about it. An occasional airplane that flies over. And that's why I like these areas, because, you know, even though you are fairly close to the city, you don't notice it once you get tucked in here away from the roads and subdivisions. So far the trail, it's a lot wider, smoother. So far the elevation hasn't been too bad, which means I'm in store for a climb at some point here. I'll go this way. So I didn't know. We are about 1.5 miles in right now, and it is a loop, so I don't know where the elevation comes in, but we're supposed to have about 1,100 feet, and we've maybe done a couple hundred feet, so you know, we still have almost 1,000 feet of elevation to gain here. You can see the traffic over there from the highway. But we are heading away from that now, so it should get less and less like civilization, which is a good thing. I'll give you some more views along the way. Okay, so here we connect up with the irregular link. That's last time we were out here, one of the times we were out here, that was the trail that I came down from the other side, heading up towards Pace to a peak. So now we're on a segment that we have done before for a bit. I'll give you a few views as I'm heading out this way. There's been a few other people on trail. Seen some bike riders, a couple of trail runners, some hikers, a little bit of everything. Looks like we have a bench coming up. That might be I'm about halfway. Actually, I think there's a climb. We'll do the climb and I'll stop at the top of that and take a break there. That climb should be coming up fairly soon. And I think we're starting to do the steep part of the climb here. You can see the trail here. Got some rocky area to traverse here. Oh, maybe it's up ahead a little more. Oh. And I think we go up through that pass right up there. So I will put you away and I will give you a view from the pass. Okay, so here is the major ascent. I'm a little ways up it, but we are heading up to the saddle up there. And here is the route. There's some other people up ahead of me going the same way as I am, and another couple coming towards me, so I will record for a little bit. I think this is the way. Here's another view of the ascent. This one is kicking my butt. It's good. We've already got about 5 miles in, and now we're hitting the climb. So this is a good practice for me, because you don't always get to do the climbs first thing on fresh legs. So this is good practice. But boy, does it suck. Yeah. We are getting towards the top though. Making progress. All right, I'll give you a view from the top. To the peak. That's looking back down where we came from. looking off towards the east, coming around to the south, around to the west, and the freeway or the highway down there where we started, and then off to the north. That was a tough little climb, but got it taken care of, and it's downhill from here. So, on the downhill here, and the descents are not always any easier than the uphills. They're not as hard on the legs and the breathing, but they can be quite technical at times. All the rocks and making sure you're not tripping over them. And there can be some steep areas, like, and here's a little steeper spot. It's just making sure that you don't stumble or trip yourself, because once momentum starts, you're not stopping it and you're going down. What beautiful views. You probably can't see it on this view, but I can. Off in the distance is State Farm Stadium, the dome where the Cardinals play, football team, over in Glendale. It's pretty prominent over there, I can see, but it's not going to show too well on the video or the camera unless I zoom in. Alright, I'm back at the trailhead. The stats according to All Trails, which are not entirely accurate, I don't believe. It says 8.07 miles and 1,375 feet of elevation. Elevation is about right, but I think it's more like 6 miles. And it took me 3 hours and 11 minutes. It was a harder day, but a good day. Talk to you later.